Good morning. Welcome to your Tuesday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist. Here are some words of wisdom to start us off well today. Our card comes from the Wisdom for Healing deck by Caroline Meese. And I love the image on this one. It is just the coolest thing ever. So, good morning, Deb. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Our card for today is observe your conversations. And look at that. The shadow of the cup is a different pattern, which I think is so cool. And the words are flying out in the steam. Observe your conversations. So I'll read that one in a minute. But let's take a few nice deep breaths first. Settling into right here, right now. Of course, I got off to a little bit of a late start today. And I have a Zoom in a half an hour, and I still haven't had breakfast, and it's kind of like, oh, well, it'll all unfold. So here's our card. Observe your conversations. Let's see what it has to tell us. Today's lesson. Observe the conversations you engage in today. And I'm going to suggest not just the conversations between you and others, not just the conversations with people on the phone, not just conversations with people in person, but the conversations you have with yourself also. What's your self-talk? Observe the conversations you engage in today. Are they productive or mean-spirited? Are they filled with gossip or stimulating information? I'm going to add in there, are they expanding you or are they contracting you? In fear, in doubt, in shame and guilt, whatever. Your goal, to recognize the quality of information you feed your mind each day. Good morning, CJ. Glad you are here. Recognize the quality of information you feed your mind each day. And sometimes it's really seductive to get pulled into information that is not in our highest and best good. If you look at how our minds are wired, we still have paths. Well, thank you. That sounded lovely. That was my dog hacking. Sorry about that. We still have mind patterns that are designed to keep us safe from saber-toothed tigers. So we look for danger. We see the negative much easier than we hang on to the positive. Time for that to change. Time for that to change. We need to be paying attention to what is good in this situation. What is of value here? Is what I'm saying adding to... Oh, thank you, Mel. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm about half packed already. And I just found out I can get in an hour early, so I'm really excited about that. Extend my sabbatical a little bit longer. So, and for those of you who don't know, today is our last YEMIG for a couple of days. I will be back on Friday morning. This is the first time I'm taking a break from YEMIG in years. So I'm waiting to go sit in the woods with nobody around, not put on makeup, not do my hair. I might not even wear a bra. So there. Walk my dog. Apparently there are horses real close in a fenced-in area, so we'll go walk near, but not too near, because he'll probably freak out and get scared. My dog's a big sissy. So, I'm going to show you the picture again for those of you who didn't see it. Observe your conversations. Notice all those words flying out in the steam of the coffee. What are we saying? What do we say to others? Let me give you one example, a really good example. And I've been working on this diligently, and I pointed it out to her. My sister Vicky and I, whenever we got on the phone, we were automatically drawn into a conversation about how much work we had to do and how much work we had done. And so I said, do you see this pattern here? We need to break this pattern. If all we're talking about is how much work we're doing, and it's kind of like physicians that when they're in residency, they pride themselves on how little sleep they can get by on. That is the divine masculine run amok, is what that is. So many physicians are calling for a revamp of the residency system so that it can be more divinely feminine. How do we take good care of ourselves as we take good care of others? Sorry, but if you've been working 36 hours, you are not taking good care of people. Just saying. So, back to where I was. The point with Vicky was we needed to change up our conversation. We needed to not be talking about how much work we were doing all the time. We needed to be talking about other things that broadened our view of the world. Okay? Good morning, Cheryl. Glad you are here. So, what I want you to do is I want you to pay attention to the habit patterns in your conversations. When you're talking to certain people, I will guarantee you, you have developed a habit pattern for how you're going to talk. And when you notice a habit pattern that is less than empowering, it could be the ain't it terrible, horrible, awful habit pattern. It could be the isn't she all that in a bag of chips? Did you hear the latest? All of those kinds of habit patterns that do not serve us. And I want you to practice changing it up. Have in mind something else you're going to say. One of the other ones that I had that drove a friend of mine, Kayleen, nuts was when we'd start our Zoom calls, I'd say, how are you? Good morning, Pat. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. And when I would say, how are you, that felt uncomfortable to her. So I've been trying not to say that and trying to come up with something else to say at the beginning of our conversations. Be aware. Be aware of what your habit patterns are. I'll guarantee you too, when someone asks you, how are you? You have a pretty standard response. It could be, I'm fine. It could be fair to partly cloudy. It could be, who knows what it is, but you've got a pretty common response. Shake that up a little bit. Do something different. Okay? So I'm going to show you our card again. Observe your conversations. I'm going to read it one more time. Today's lesson. Observe the conversations you engage in today. Are they productive or mean-spirited? Are they filled with gossip or stimulating information? Are they positive or are they negative? Your goal is to recognize the quality of the information you feed your mind each day and then make changes. All right? So, that is it for today. I hope you miss me for the next couple of days. I will be back on Friday. I can't tell you how excited I am to go sit in the middle of nowhere with my dog, and I'm kind of even hoping the phone might not work. So, but I'll be back on Friday. You guys have, if in between, good morning, Beth. If you need your daily YEMIG, go back. Look at some of the previous YEMIGs. Pick one out. See if the title grabs you. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate it. Thank you, Cheryl. Have an awesome day, you guys. I will see you. Thanks, Dawnette. I will see you again on Friday, and I'll share some of my adventures. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.